Izel, hit it with your wedding.
I'm gonna say wedding because
You could say engagement.
Yeah, engagement party.
It was engagement, sorry.
engagement parties.
You just say engagement.
Yes, but it's more like a wedding than an engagement party.
How dare you lie on the internet?
It was in a Kır Düğün Salonu.
I mean, you can say that too. That's you are giving golden content. Now the audience, when you say this, audience is now thinking, in Turkey, engagement is a big deal. They make parties in the Kır Düğün Salonu. They are thinking, this is golden content. Don't rob our foreign audience from this information.
No self-censorship.
Okay.
Hit it.
Were we saying like, hey guys at the front, or just feel like blop?
That's completely up to you.
That's like calling your Alexa, Alexa. It's not something that you have to do. It's just the way people generally do it.
Okay. A few months ago, I was at a engagement party of my cousins, and it was the first time we were. Also, I'm just remembering, it was not even an engagement party. It was kız isteme.
So not only you lied to our whole audience, you also lied to us. I feel used.
Wait. There was kız isteme yine Kır Düğün Salonu.
No, there was kız isteme. Then there was nişan. But I went to them both separately. But when I just a few months ago, I realized it was in the house. Okay.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna say engagement party. That part is easier.
You don't realize this is all going into the episode, right? Like this is all. I'm gonna put all of this.
This is more confusing than a Christopher Nolan movie.
I'm like asking for a permission party. Can I get? Yeah, have your daughter party?
Can I marry your daughter?
I mean, that's not a uniquely Turkish thing. Because
lots of people purchase daughters.
Oh.
In fact, there's that Iron Maiden song about this very phenomenon.
Even though it's more like a theatrical...
During the salted Turkish coffee party. Don't kill your husband while trying to do the traditions party.
People are still doing for the sake of tradition, I guess.
Okay, Enes, I love you, but we need to understand what's happening there. Elif, what do you mean don't kill your husband party?
That happened.
So, I guess these are going into the episode, but...
Yes, that's why we are talking about it.
So in Turkey, marriage is an event.
Obviously.
And there are stages to get into the final boss round. And the initial part is you ask permissions to your parents. Usually the groom comes to the bride's house with the whole family, literally whole family, bigger the merrier. And
I want to add that it's usually the time where the extended family meets the other extended family.
Yeah, like an important context is, by that point, usually the girl and boy has been together for a while. The boy have proposed to the girl said yes, and the boy and the girl met with the parents, direct parents. Then this happens. So
you know
this
what?
isn't like some arranged marriage thing.
You know what?
Yeah.
Some people differ on that. Some people say the proposal comes after this thing.
That's.
But most of my friends think the opposite.
What if the daughter is given, but she says no then?
Because you can always break the promise. Like you can always break the promise.
What if you want to get married, but your family is in the way?
Yeah, and then you run. You run away. The guy comes in, takes you.
Pick up your bag and run.
Then nobody is checked.
There's a whole repertoire of Kemal Sunal movies about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also a recent TV show you can watch on the YouTube.
Cranberry sorbet. Yes.
Cranberry
Yes.
sorbet.
We are not sponsored.
Culture
and-
shock, two families, different backgrounds. That's a new take. The classic is usually rich and poor, like in Korean TV shows.
I mean,
feel like.
one of them is rich and the other one is less rich. So that's still there. It's
Yeah.
just- the poor isn't very
Yes.
poor.
Yeah, like they had to bring in an
you
extra poor character.
Yes.
Do you think it's because people are like very sick of seeing poor things in their real life in Turkey? So they're like, when I look at the screen, I don't want to see anything poor anymore.
No, I think the whole reason the not rich family is not poor is so that when the horrible mother of the richer son says she only wants to marry you because of your money, he can say no, he loves me because they aren't poor. I think that's the whole background of that.
That's you know every girl grows up wanting to say that to their parents.
Yeah, exactly.
So now that we are in Tangent Square, let's return to the tangent. If you were
No, this is the stealth sequel to the Dowry episode. Welcome.
Yeah, so we came here because I gave the comment of try not to kill your husband party. Let's remember that sentence.
yes, that's why we are here.
That's why we're here. But yeah, so there's this tradition in Turkey that Turkish coffee is made and served by the bride to the groom's family, and the first sip is taken by the groom. And
Is it?
but this coffee is special. I mean, I don't know, like it doesn't have to be directly, but like the coffee that the groom has is the special one. It's usually salted rather than sugar. They use salt.
Hot pepper as well.
Yeah, like
Some put dishwasher.
Yeah, like hydrochloric
the-
acid.
It started with salt.
the basic the most basic one is salt.
It's very vibes based.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
and so because of this like what we are basically experiencing right now here, people put different things to make it more challenging. So it's basically like a TikTok or back in the old day 2010 YouTube challenge, but it's our tradition. Try to drink that ugly thing, and people react in front of the family.
Yeah. You can't be seen making faces. You need to drink it like it's just the usual coffee.
Oh yeah.
Because that's like if your bride f***s up or whatever bad happens, you will be supporting her and you will be by her side or whatever. That's kind of the general tradition.
Yeah, that is very accurate to the.
This is the background.
Back at the day with the salt, the point was that even though girl sometimes makes mistakes, you're a big guy and you will suck it up and move on. Right now it says even though your girlfriend or soon to be wife will embarrass you in the internet for everyone to see, you will still suck it up and be a good person.
Like I learned the real reason, the real tradition, but maybe it's out of topic. But
Yeah, unlike the other things.
Out of topic to what?
sorry,
No.
it was a way of bride to tell they don't like groom. Okay, I said it back in the arranged
Oh.
marriage days. Yeah,
Well, sometimes.
So it's actually you are nicely telling the groom to get out of here
yeah.
by killing him.
And they were
Ooh.
telling their parents that okay, we should leave. Okay, done.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I thought the whole point of arranged marriage is that you are guaranteed to like the groom though. So like that's the whole point of doing it.
So can we like say salt is a very Turkish feminist tool? It gives the bride agency.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. But again, why it was funny to try to kill your husband is because some people put a lot of things, and there was an actual case of a bride and their family going crazy in the kitchen. And I'm sorry, this is kind of serious, but like they put a lot of things, and And the groom got poisoned and passed away eventually because they put
Ooh, that's bad.
so much things in it into that coffee and poisoned the guy to death.
Did that?
I don't know. Maybe it's an urban legend, but
No. It happened. It happened recently. We will be including links to
In the
news
show notes, yeah.
yeah,
I
like
mean,
if
sites.
If I will research it and if I can find a proper citation, I will include it in the show notes.
but it was really extreme and rare, so that's why it was kind of like, can this really be happen, or is it a legend and or did it really happen? So that's why it's kind of funny. But if it really happened, it's really sad too. But yeah, so that's why. Yeah, that's why.
Sometimes you gotta kill a husband. Like sometimes you gotta put him down.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me stop you right here. Here, in conclusion, we do not condone husband killing.
No.
Or wife
I say it depends on context.
It doesn't. Killing is never good. In conclusion, we never support killing. Like killing
Exactly.
is very, very bad. Divorcing all the way, but
This is the setting that Izel is.
yeah. So Izel is in a place where husband is about to get murdered.
Yeah, but back to my story. And quick note here: they didn't do at this event the salted coffee thing, but the bride put in honey in the water that was served with the coffee. I think it was cute.
Cute.
So back
Cute.
to the topic. As we talked about the event, it's a place where the extended family comes and meets with each other. And it's kind of like people get in their good clothes and like put on their fancy golden jewelry and such. Like it's more like that thing. It's a bit show-offy. And I saw that one of the cousin of the bride was wearing an Apple Watch. And oh, cool! I like Apple Watches, and I was looking at to see which model is it because I'm a weirdo like that. And I saw an orange button. An orange button means it's an ultraphone, but like ultraphones are crazy expensive. Can someone check how many base salaries is an Apple Watch Ultra?
Before doing that, let me quickly say this. She is not exaggerating when she says I'm a weirdo like this whenever we are watching something with Izel. And some Apple product pops up on the screen. She immediately says, oh, this must be shut in this year and this device. And she sometimes tells these fun trivias about this Apple device.
Okay.
Mhm.
It says
So 900 euro.
Euro means nothing here.
No,
In-
Yes.
well, here in mine it says 30K for Apple Watch Ultra.
Okay, that's better. It's just 2 months right now, but back at the time you saw it, it would have been like 6 months, I
3
think.
to 4. Oh yeah. It was that time. It would have
Minimum,
been that.
But we are talking about the whole number of like the minimum wage.
Like
all of them is
yes,
gone.
he eats dust, drinks hope, and buys an Apple Watch.
It's not a reasonable purchase.
Yes, and yes, yes, and you can't even have installments because it's banned here. But it's another topic. What was I saying? I thought I was seeing an Ultra, and like it's crazy expensive.
Sorry to interrupt, but Apple just distracted Izel again.
Okay, and I talk with my own cousin. Like I was messaging him on WhatsApp because he didn't make it to the event, and I said, someone's like wearing an Apple Watch Ultra, and like he was like that. There's not a person that would buy that near us. Maybe really rich people of Turkey, but not near us. And what was I saying? And he told me that there are cases that makes your regular Apple Watch, which is still expensive for a lot of people here, make it look like a an Apple Watch Ultra watch. Did I make sense? I'm like,
I mean,
Yes.
so as far as I can tell, you are talking about some people disguising their cheaper, less expensive watch, and they're trying to make it look like a higher version, which is more expensive.
yes, like before I have heard about camera stickers that you would put behind your phone to make it look make your iPhone X or XR look like iPhone 11 or 12, like with the case and such. You would there are stickers that look like cameras. But this was the first time I was here seeing an watch case, because like watches can't have cases. It was weird. Isn't it
Obviously, you had a bit of a case study over there.
Yeah.
That joke is my comment.
My joke were
And I-
better. Okay. Sorry.
found myself going deep down a deep hole. What was the saying? Oh, my brain.
Rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole?
And I found myself going down a rabbit hole. And I was trying to find these online, like cases that make your phone look different than it is, and I came across a thing that I was definitely not expecting. I found that people can take the insides of your old XR phone and put it inside of an iPhone 13 or 14 Pro case.
What?
Oh,
Like,
that's crazy.
Wait.
like they take out the battery, the camera, the screen, all of the other things inside of your phone, and put it inside of a different case, so it would look like that phone.
You know,
I'm shaking my head.
And they say that Apple doesn't make repairable phones anymore.
you know, maybe for this case, I actually have something to say. This used to be a childhood dream of mine. Because I have terrible body dysmorphia, I always dreamt that you can maybe remove my brain and plug it inside a good-looking body. And this way, I can finally be a pretty boy. So maybe
Someone watched a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I don't even know if that's the background of. Is it?
Also, you are a pretty boy. Don't.
Oh, no, it was cute, but
I mean, I am. You don't know what I looked like when I was a kid. Maybe I have successfully achieved my dreams.
The room I stand in used to have your old photos, so I've seen those.
And in this there is Photoshop. I could have done anything. I'm crazy. Look, I have just achieved the most marvelous. I am just talking about achieving the most marvelous medical operation in human history. And what you are telling me as a response is, I saw your photos. Clearly, you are underestimating my modification skills. Like, you are admitting yourself 4 months ago, you wouldn't have even believed that people would be able to make their watches look like better watches.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy.
So-
I knew people were buying Pro phones just to show off. Like people would get into debt that to buy a fancy phone to show off to people, like to put them in a different social status than they are. But like this, I was not expecting.
I think this makes more sense than actually buying a more expensive phone. By the way, like if it does the trick.
Yes, like I hate the people who buy the latest phone just to make phone calls. Because like I would do so many different things with that phone. But instead I have this old iPhone 7.
Yeah, the trick is you don't
okay.
say that anymore. You feel like, you know what? My iPhone 7 still works and
I can't say anything else
Okay.
though. I got my battery changed. It feels like a new phone. Hoo-hoo.
I did the same thing happened to me when I changed the battery of my previous phone 2 years ago.
It's even faster.
But I don't think that like yes, there are some new things, but I don't think that we are like in a daily basis. We are not using that much of technology.
I mean, I don't even think
having a better processors.
Mhm.
You don't even think.
I don't even think most of the people who buy the higher versions of iPhone, like the Pro Max kind of those things, as far as I can tell, the main difference between a regular iPhone, I use an iPhone 13, and the one grade above it was camera performance. And I don't think anybody using the one higher version actually cares about that much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Also, like
Mhm.
if you're not publishing, like if you're not on media, if you're not if you're not earning some money out of that, you don't need that much of a like compact great cameras in your pocket all the time. Like if you're just using that post something.
Yes, unless you're a TikTok star.
Yeah, I mean, yes, definitely, or an like influencer or such. But other than that, you don't need that much. Like if you're not a photographer, you don't. And I don't understand that.
So there's this thing called peacocking. You might have heard of this. It is basically that you are making a ridiculous display of wealth to. I mean, you are intentionally making something stupid to demonstrate that you are wealthy. So this may be such a thing, people, because it is ridiculous to be like, oh yes, this telephone has better camera, therefore I have high status. Everybody can. Are we all in the same page here? Are we?
Yes.
Do we all think that being a person with a better megapixel phone isn't a signage of your status?
I don't think that's even the appeal, though. It's the name of the brand. Like it's the number going up in the name of the phone, or it's this labels like Max or Pro or like whatever you attach to it. That makes it like.
No, yeah, that's my point. The reason why people are buying the more expensive version
Is a status.
is that it is more expensive.
Yeah.
Like people use iPhones as status because maybe everybody knows that iPhones are expensive.
Exactly.
Like if you have like, what is the selling price for an iPhone? Is it like 1,000 something, right? $1,000?
I don't know.
Around that range. Yeah.
Yeah. If I have a $30,000 telephone,
I'm sorry, I missed your question.
how expensive is the best new iPhone available?
It's $799.
In dollars.
$799.
In dollars.
700, 800 for the base model.
No, the highest version, the Pro Max.
Okay. My mind just went away.
What is the most expensive iPhone I can buy right now?
Like 13,
13, right? $1,300.
maybe.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, if there was a phone that was $30,000, but nobody knew that it was $30,000, carrying it around, even though it's more expensive, wouldn't be as prestigious, because it isn't just that it's expensive. It is that everybody who looks can instantly say that it's more expensive. That's what makes the status thing. Maybe.
Yeah, and when you are in that richer area of people who are already like, have money and you want to look even more richer than the rich people, you start to go into this really insane custom made phone stuff. I want to have the iPhone 15 Pro Max titanium, not in titanium.
I thought you were gonna say you buy Twitter.
No. No, you cast your phone in gold, or you put diamonds on your Apple Watch.
Yeah,
or you
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me quickly say this. Binali, I draw the line here. I am fairly certain that an iPhone can last longer than Twitter.
Oh.
And protect its worth.
Is that why it's called X now?
Yeah, because it's a medical term.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there are services that customize iPhones with like gold material or crystals and such, and people can buy those too.
Exactly. I think there is no difference between them besides the comparison, like, because technically it doesn't do anything better, right? Like when you look at the spec, nothing really changed. It's just a general way of showing, like putting diamonds versus putting a sticker of a camera. I think basically it does the same thing, but in a different comparative class position. And the whole thing of like keeping up with the Johnsons, like the green is like you're always trying to keep everything the most expensive and the most new and look like it's the most new, because the others are getting it's kind of like just to show your taste and status is better than the others, even though it's not the case. And I don't know.
That just made me think of something. May I be allowed to go on a tangent? I know we're staying very strictly on the topic this episode, so...
Yes, even though we so far had great consistency, we are gonna let this one slide by just for you.
Thank you. This like talking about this like diamond, like what would you even call it? Like this gold or diamond like phone cases, etc. stuff.
Customization, modification.
Well, I was gonna say grafted, but that does not sound exactly right.
Oh, but I love it. You please say grafted.
Well, like
Yes.
talking about this just made me think of something entirely separate. But me and my friends, we play like this a lot of tabletop RPGs where we use.
Are you those friends? Are you talking about us?
Yes.
Yes. This is a great day for me.
And we use dice for this, and like you can buy a lot of dice. You can just basically buy this like 20-sided dice, 10-sided dice, etc. But there is like a whole area of it where like custom dice type of thing, where they make stuff like full metal dice, like golden dice, etc. Things like that.
The one that looks like baked beans.
I do not know that one, and I want to. I want to see that one.
Let me find it.
But like, it just made me think, because like these dice are actually worse for their function.
Oh my god, this is so horrible.
Can you send it in the podcast chat,
I will.
please?
I am doing it right now. Let me. I'm gonna put this in the show notes too.
It's $65 for a 7-piece beans dice on Etsy.
This one was the one I know.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, God.
Yeah, there are real dried beans in resin colored to mimic canned baked beans.
Oh my.
That was so unnecessary. Like the whole point of like this shape is so replicable. This isn't some weird ancient bug or something. These are just cylindrical. That's not. What was it? Ellipsoid? These are just ellipsoids.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. This.
Also, they have to
Like-
say, do not eat the dice.
That you should say this all the time. Like the small children would easily confuse dice with candies, I think.
No. Unless you're a groom and it's in your cup,
Then you have to.
then you have to use the dice.
Yes.
But what I was gonna say is, like, I've held metal dice. I have never seen like this golden, like, crossed dice, etc. I've never seen that. But I held metal dice and I've used metal dice, and they're just worse for the use for their own function. And I'm assuming it's like similar case where there are these like other custom dice where it's like, oh my god, we did it from like precious metals, etc. And like this is kind of like, that kind of brought me to that topic with the phones too, because I am assuming for a lot of these custom phones too, to make them more like look luxurious, they're probably making it like less functional, which is really funny. Like, at least with the stickers, you're not making it any less functional. You're just making it look a little weirder, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Or just like, it doesn't do anything. It's just a sticker behind your phone that looks like a camera, you know.
I'm sorry, I talked
changed.
like I actually had a point, but my point was nothing. My point was nothing beyond that. Rich people are stupid.
I'm gonna pick up from the thing you said, like the modifications that they make phone surgery. That makes it so that you can never find a case for your phone, because your phone is not an actual phone.
You have just grafted pieces of diamond to your telephone. You aren't using a case.
I'm not.
It's Frankenstein's iPhone.
But that people doesn't need a case then. They can
Python
change
by
their
that.
phone.
I disagree. I think that people need a case study done on them.
Yeah, like this is the. I mean, they are a case. They're a clinical. But like,
Yeah, I really wish we could invite someone that has an iPhone 13 Pro looking iPhone XR here. Like, we could ask questions to them. Like, I wish we could say to them why.
I mean,
if you're an iPhone user, if you're an iPhone X user trapped in the body of an iPhone 13,
but
please come to us in the social media and we want to ask you questions. God damn it.
If you're an iPhone with a body dysmorphia, please contact us. You are not alone.
Unless you are saying something.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna normalize having the latest phone in a way. I mean, I can understand, like, first we need to understand having the need of to buy the latest version of phone. First, we need to understand this, to understand imitating that you own the latest version and the most expensive version of the phone. So
it's a coping mechanism. Like, it's a way of coping mechanism with the class and the poverty and the inaccessibility of that device to you. It's kind of like a hacking and showing a middle finger too, in a way, but still slightly playing the game too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Actually, it's not a middle finger, but like pretending and acting. What is that like?
Performing a higher class.
Like,
Yeah, it's a class performance.
yeah. Anyway, like pretending to be that person, having like pretending to be rich, impersonate. No, pretending to be rich is kind of understandable. Like they were like without like, just think about something else, like having the fake jewelry that looks like the original one.
Or like fake branded copycat clothes and
looks like original.
Recently, I found a ring that my friend would really like, and I sent it to them. They got it, and a few weeks later, we found out that it was a fake Cartier ring. I hope I'm saying the name right.
Cartier. I recently learned about that brand.
Huh?
I recently learned about that brand. The brand name. I recently learned about that. Anyway,
Ah,
the first thing that I don't really know about the brands, I don't really care about them. I think they should die. My point,
Oh.
my stance, like,
Yeah.
okay, no, I
Unless,
shouldn't say
unless,
that.
unless you're a brand who is looking to sponsor us, then we
Yes,
love you.
yes, definitely.
Also,
But
unless you're a brand that is about to get married and meeting your spouse's family.
yes. In that case, we don't condone you dying.
Well, I do. We have some disagreements there.
Was this a very different joke? I was doing the coffee joke. Okay, go on.
Yes.
I didn't get it, but I didn't hear it. Okay,
Go on.
You'll get it when you are asking to be married. Enes,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Unless like I don't really like luxury brands unless they are supporting us. But when you think about that luxury phone experience, how do you get this? Like if you're a rich person, again,
You can also sponsor us, yes.
yes,
Yes.
if you're a rich person, just think about like you need a phone, a working phone. I mean, you need a phone that works, and you want to have it luxury, like have a luck. You also need some luxury. How do you
Mhm.
make this? You'll just need to buy the latest version of the phone every time. There is no other way that you can achieve this, because like there are no other options than buying like the latest version of the iPhone. There is no other option, I guess. Like still there are some luxury phones. Like for example, I think the bendable phones were more expensive, I guess, but they're not that efficient. They need a phone that works.
Foldable. Bendable phones were in the 2010s.
Foldable, yeah. Bendable.
My mind just went to LG Flex. That phone was my dream.
Yes, but also I would say Apple were producing bendable phones back in the first generation of iPhone 6.
Apple's regular phones barely stay in one piece after 1 year of usage. Their bendable phones would like disintegrate in your hand.
Sorry. Before the episode, we were talking about the Lost Airbenders.
It's true.
Oh,
It all comes together. It all comes together.
Can we just cut here without any explanation? Like, no, without adding anything to the episode. If we add anything to the episode, can we move this to the last part of
Oh, yeah,
the
we can.
episode?
But I want to say things about things that Enes said. I can actually.
Ah, sorry.
I couldn't
No,
even
no.
say the things that I want to say. I mean, like, I just think about like back then there were some luxury brands. They're like Porsche or Aston Martin. I don't remember it that much, but they were producing phones. They weren't even Android phones. Like maybe they were collaborating with BlackBerry or some other brands. They were producing phones. They were that efficient. They weren't maybe the latest technology. I don't really remember. But there were some luxury options. But currently, how can our poor little rich people can show their status to other people other than buying like the latest version of iPhone each time and put it some extra jewelry on top?
yeah,
And
that's the loud luxury, right? And that's a really trendy topic right now too, like quiet luxury and loud luxury. I guess.
I wanna add something to what Enes said. Like, I don't think there is a need to show off with an iPhone at that point. Like, it's just the it's not different to the plates they are eating on at that point. Like, have any of you watched White Lotus?
No.
No, I have not.
I heard good things, but I haven't seen.
Okay, in that in the first season, one of the people in that show. By the way, that show, the setting is rich people. So One of the characters fell asleep on the beach, and when the water rised up, they lost all of their devices in the water, like iPhone, iPads, Switch. It just washed away.
Did they wake up and they were like, ay, 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 ay? Is this the scene?
Yeah, they were not like ay, but they were like bleep, maybe. But you have to. I don't actually remember what the character said.
Of course you do. The character said bleep.
And they were just frustrated, but they went back to their hotel room and they just ordered a new phone.
Wow. That's money.
Mm-hmm. I mean, personally, Enes, to answer your question, actually, I think it's a very interesting question. Maybe everybody can chip in an opinion. What do you think a luxurious phone experience would be like? How can you have a luxurious phone experience?
Long battery.
Okay, so you're like you realize the concept of a luxurious food is like foie gras, like, and your equivalent of foie gras in a phone is long battery.
but like long battery isn't. It doesn't last long. It's just a long battery.
I get
like
that.
it's like 10 inches.
There is this. Obviously, it wouldn't work in a Bender phone. There is a phrase in Turkish called "This poorness should go blind." That's what happens.
Türkçesini de söylesene.
Fakirliğin gözü kör olsun.
Binali, what is your luxurious phone experience?
I don't think I have one. I'm gonna be honest.
You're poor, guys.
We are too poor to dream.
You don't even have a dream. We can't even think in their realms.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about just if my phone just worked. I can't go.
That's
more
so
deep
sad.
into the.
It's just getting sadder.
Maybe a custom color.
Ooh.
Like
Actually,
I will have a phone that's only I will have that color.
Yeah, I think only you having a color or a property of a phone, that's luxurious. Like, people consider that to be luxurious.
But to have a luxurious thing, actually, you need to kind of the item needs also need to show it in a way. Like, if you have
because nobody has that color.
I mean, if you have a long-lasting battery, but no one will realize that.
That's
then
why she said long battery. Like, she carries her phone and this battery pops up from the top.
No, I guess I get yes. I mean, it would be like whatever you would call like a collector's edition type of item would be luxurious.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking like
limited edition folding iPhone 15. I don't know. Special.
Well, I guess when it comes to phones, I don't really care. But like, I was thinking like when I bought my 3DS way back, I was getting a regular one because I was not rich back then either. Like, I was poor then. I am poor now.
In the next episode, I am gonna rub this back on your face when we are talking about how you're a game purchaser. But go on.
but at that time, they like released like a special Zelda version of 3DS, and it looked extremely pretty. Let me see if I can like find it. It was like an anniversary version. And like, I cannot stress enough how I have never played Zelda at that time.
It looks
like
nice.
I have not played it, but I was like, oh my god, I want to have that just because like it's a collector's item and it looks really nice. And I guess that's kind of the vibe like I can empathize with when people are like, I want a luxurious, I want a special phone kind of deal. Because it adds nothing to functionality, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But yes. Go on, Janice.
So my luxury phone experience concept is not having a phone, basically. Because I'm thinking, like, I am recording this episode with my iPhone. And I'm thinking, if I were a rich man, I would be able to afford a proper microphone and I wouldn't have to use my iPhone for this. Love that song, love that musical. And like if I were a rich man, I would be able to do all the other things I do with iPhone. Either I can do it with a better thing that shouldn't be my phone, or I can outsource it to a different person. Like if I were a rich man,
You won't touch your phone.
I wouldn't need to be called with a telephone because I would have a person who is receiving the calls and doing the texting.
So you want a secretary, personal manager, a
Yes,
life
my
coach?
luxury phone is a secretary.
Okay.
Like you will have all the influencer like just acting on in front of you, like you're a king.
Yeah. I am gonna bring all the what do? I am gonna bring all the Emrah Safa Gürkan from
Oh.
the internet. And I'm gonna listen to him talk about history and such. That's my No, but seriously, I don't think I think phone itself, even when you're trying to make it look very expensive, like it will never be a luxury because it's a tool that you fundamentally need in order to live your life. Like,
Yeah.
that's my opinion.
I mean, you won't need Google Maps to find your way around because you will have your driver.
Who is also my secretary? Yes. Actually, why is it my secretary? I have a driver and a secretary, two different people, because I'm very rich right now.
You're
Why not both?
You're so
I
You
am
need
so
to-
rich. I won't even buy this bean dices. I will have this guy who just says random numbers.
This man's so rich, his secretaries have secretaries.
But still, like I couldn't find solution for Reels or TikToks or I just don't know. You need something else.
Now you will be like a king sitting on a throne, and then
And Jester makes jokes in front of you.
comes and starts dance. Entertain me, you fool!
We are once again stuck in the situation where the being poor should be blinded. Because even though I am a mega rich person, you are thinking the way I would entertain myself is watching reels on a phone. I would be buying Twitter. That's what I would. If I wouldn't be buying Twitter, I would be buying Twitter 6 months from now when it's like 1/10 of its price.
Ooh. Oh man.
So
Yes.
we can stop here. I didn't even
Okay.
need to flaunt my special trick.
What was your special trick?
I was gonna talk about that commercial.
Didn't-
know
didn't-
the
didn't- didn't-
Indian person bashing a car into a
Oh.
shape of a Peugeot.
It wasn't special trick. You were supposed to do that for the episodes. We talked about it.
And I was going to if we ran out of stuff to talk about, but we didn't. Aha! So everyone, thanks for listening. That was our show. Remember to follow us on our social media accounts. I'm going to talk about them right now. What we have Inconclusion _ podcast in Instagram. In Threads, we are Inconclusion _ podcast. In Twitter, or in X, we are slightly crazier. We are _Inconclusion _. And on LinkedIn, we are just Inconclusion because LinkedIn is a professional environment. And finally, on Reddit, you can find us at r/Inconclusion podcast. If you are an iPhone X trapped in iPhone 13's body, or really any other kind of iPhone, and you want to share your thoughts and feelings with us, please feel free to contact us from any of our social media channels. Thank you for listening.